Hi, this is Dwayne Lyon, the Street Preacher. Inspiration on loan from on high, down here below. I'm so glad to be with you today, and I'm going to go through a photo gallery and title this video Street Preacher International. I've been so blessed to travel through 70 nations of the world, over 500 foreign mission trips. Oh, I've been blessed. Now, here's one of the biggest experiences in Jamaica, the Gleaner. Oh, I love the Gleaner. Look at this. Front page. Wow. It's so big I can't even get it on camera. Friendliest island on earth. And there I am in my tie-dye shirt, Bob Marley style. But this was a write-up. Front page. Oh, I love Jamaica. I was visiting, I graduated Christ for the Nations, Dallas, Texas. We had a sister college there in Jamaica, Montego Bay, and I visited it. It was now in the hands of YWAM. Here is a picture from out in Colorado. There, carrying a cross, letting everybody know Jesus saves. Now, everybody knows I like to have fun. My name, Dwayne, translates into the word fun. No, I'm joking, but here I am at the fair, and they had this program in the library taught I geek books and so forth. So I just said, yeah, I never seen a good idea I did not want to borrow. All right, so I geek missions. There I am at the fair, having a good time. So now I love art, you know that. And thank you, Andy Warhol, for inspiring me. So I went Jesus Freak via Andy Warhol. Some of my friends didn't like my venture into art. I guess it is a little over the top, but you know, if you're a street preacher, you're probably going to have to get used to criticism. Now, I love Trinidad and Tobago. Look at this. There's the Prime Minister. Front page. Oh, thank you, Jesus. You know, if you're going to be in the paper, you might as well be on the front page, right? Now, here I am in Sweden. I was on Swedish TV. They wanted to make a little mini movie for the news, and man, I signed me up. And there I was in Sweden, there in the newspaper, on TV, preaching the gospel. Now, let me just say I love Uruguay. Oh, I love Uruguay. Look at there. What an article in Spanish. In Uruguay. Jesus Salva. There with her, taking the Jesus to the streets of Uruguay. Love it. Now, they got a gossip magazine in Jamaica called Chat News. And I shared a whole page with the Prime Minister. Let's do the Prime Minister first. It's only fair. Prime Minister. Look at there. There's the street preacher. So, they call Montego Bay the second city. So, U.S.-based street preacher spreads gospel in second city. Oh, I've had the time of my life. Now, here's another one. It's also in Jamaica. Was good to me. I think I made 3 or 4 newspapers in one day. Now, that's good. This is the Weekly Mirror. Had a lot of stuff going on, death and rapes and killing, but there's that U.S. Jordan, Kentucky street preacher. It was around Easter. There I was taking the message. Jesus saves to the streets. Now this is the whole front of that Jamaican, huge newspaper. I've already showed that. Now I want to run through a photo gallery. Here's a fella selling some Kool-Aid type drink in Jerusalem. Look at that. There I am in Times Square, New York City. 9/11, 1998. Can you believe that? 9/11. It was on top of the World Trade Center with a cross. And a year later, I was there several times, several years I did outreaches. The World Trade Center was blown to the ground. Here I am when my hotel was on the roof. Jordan, nation of Jordan, it borders Israel and Egypt. I think the room was $5. I was at the Jordan Flower. I didn't see any flowers, but I did sleep good. Get some homeless friends, New York City. These are in no order. Now, here's the Mount of Olives. Look at that. I believe I just come off either a 52 or an 80-day fast. I'd only done 180 and 152, 4 or 5 40s, but never want to do another 52 or 80. Never again. Here I am. I've ridden a camel in 8 nations. Let's see where I am here. I'm in Jerusalem on my camel. Look at those white socks. Man, I was ready, wasn't I? Now, here I am at the Garden Tomb. Yes, it's empty. Garden Tomb, Jerusalem, Israel. I don't even know if I had on socks then, but visited the Gaza Strip and was given a photo of Yasser Arafat. I met with the director of the Project Formulation and Monitoring Department, Director General International Cooperation, and the Palestinian Secretary of State. Look at there. Presented that photo. Left a gospel tract, a letter to Yasser Arafat. He was in Italy at the time. I was so glad to get a grand tour. Here's a market in Egypt. I went out back to check on the camels. They did good. Here I am in New York City. Look at that game face. I mean, I was ready. I was ready. Taking Jesus to Broadway. Here's a photo I snapped out of the head of the Statue of Liberty. You see the crown there. And good time. I don't even know if you can go in the head now. Slept in Cairo, Egypt. And from my bed, I stayed in a little hut. When you stood up, you hit your head. It wasn't high enough. About $20, so we couldn't cry. And there I am outside the pyramids with my cross. And there I am. We got a grand tour underneath the pyramids one day at lunch. Just special just for us, $5. As we came out, our guides ran, and we were helped by the police. It was illegal. We didn't know it. We said we were sorry, and thank God they believed us. 1999, Temple Mount, Dome of the Rock. Look at that. Wearing my cross. Don't try that. Don't try to wear that cross on the Temple Mount. I've been in the police headquarters. It's not nice. There I am with my brother 8 times in Haiti, 9 times in Israel. There just to my right, Evenel, man of God. Next to him, Exxon Charles, the prophet, my interpreter. Mighty man of God. Here I am in Hebron, and they had a cow's head for sale. Cook it right up, but I had just ate lunch, so I passed. There was some innards of some sort, but I had just eaten, so I'll try that next time. Here I am walking on Main Street, dirt road, Port-au-Paix, Haiti. There I am, walking with my cross, right through town. What an experience. Here I am in a Bedouin village down in the desert, the nation of Jordan. There I'm in full gear. No, I was undercover. I don't think anybody knew I was American. Had my headdress on. Now there we are. on horses. Probably at Petra on those horses. There in the old city of Jerusalem around Easter, carrying the crosses. I had my Easter shirt on. Here's what I was looking for. Taking Jesus on Broadway, Times Square. Look at that, right there. Look at that location that Lord made for me. Please want me to leave, but I wouldn't leave. Look there. I mean, I had game face on. I wasn't going anywhere. They said they were going to check back, and if I was there, I was going to Rikers Island. It'd be 3 days before they asked me my name. Well, thank God they didn't come back. And there I am, carrying the cross on the last path of Jesus. Carrying the cross. There's another one, moving along the last path. A lot of memories. Here I am. Look how beautiful. I took this picture. Golden City, Jerusalem, Israel. Isn't it pretty? I love Israel so much, I named my only son Israel. Now there I am, just taking it all in. Did several outreaches in New York City and found a great hotel, free hotel. Look at that. No, I wasn't going to spend $300 a night. I didn't have that kind of money. I had about that for the whole trip. Stayed several weeks, and you know I had to have my bagels every morning and hot chocolate and pizza at lunch. So I just stayed there along the bench. Had a brother with me, couldn't sleep, so I knew he was watching. So that had to help me sleep. Real good. Now here I am in Madrid, Spain. This video is titled Streetpreacher International. Barcelona, Madrid. I love Spain. Spain's nice. Here's some boys selling pita bread down in a small village in Egypt. Great little snacks. Here's some young boys selling olive branches there. Palestinian kids. You know kids are kids. Kids are kids. There's 313.99 Jerusalem. Carrying the cross. Here's the Golden Gate. They've walled it up where Jesus can't come walk back through it. Well, we know how that's going to work out. I'm glad I got my buddy Purple Bear back with me. Purple Bear Productions. He's been in storage. Here's the Damascus Gate, greeting a beggar. Buy some great Arab food there. Palestinian food. Really, really good. Here's priest I met there at the Garden of Gethsemane. I got my cross. Now look here. Year before the World Trade Center was blown up, I carried my cross there. I got it wrapped up till I got on top. It's hidden there. I don't know if they noticed it, but carried it on top. This is in the lobby where they had a, tourists where you can get photo. And then we went on to the top of the World Trade Centers. Boxed in Morocco and also arm wrestled back in the day in Jordan and Israel, taking all comers. There's a fella. See his buddies laughing at him. Look at that hand, the wrist. He's on the way down. He's on the way down. Undefeated in international arm wrestling. Now I still arm wrestle, but I have to select who I'm going to take now. I arm wrestled a young man here back in the summer, about 6'5" in high school. Oh, it took everything I had to put him down. Recently ran into his mother and wanting a rematch. I said, oh, no rematch. Nothing about a rematch in the original. I could never beat him. I couldn't beat him with both hands now. But there I am, Garden Tomb, cross. I love to go early to the Garden Tomb on Easter one time, and I slipped in there in the dark and laid down about 20 minutes and just meditated. Also slipped into the Garden of Gethsemane one year. They were cleaning and taking out brush, and right around the corner they went, and I just slipped in there and had a prayer. Rode camel, 7, 8 nations. Here I am, and let's see, where is this? This is in Cairo, Egypt. Riding those camels. Somewhere we rode horses also. Here's another one of my hotel rooms there, Madison Square Park. Loved it. And I heard one man angry one night as he went into his apartment across the street, talking about how high his rent was. I don't remember his, I believe $1,200-1,400 a month, which is probably a good deal there now. There I was for free, and he was mad at me. Don't hate me because you ain't me. You could have got him a park bench. Don't get to sleep in. The police make their rounds and insist you tidy up and move on. And we said, yes, sir, officer. Here's one of my favorite houses in Egypt. Look at this. The vines grown over it. It turns green every year. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. I believe that was in Egypt. Might have been in Jordan. I'd like to cross there in southern Israel in Eilat. You can go over to, right over there to Egypt, or you can cross over the other direction and go right into Jordan. So I love those border towns, and of course I went all over Jordan, all over Israel. Well, that is our tour for today. We'll do a follow-up. Here, let me do one more. Here's another time. Let's see, where was I at? I've been in, I was in Iceland. In Iceland, international. Look at that. Can't read it. But there is an international street preacher carrying a banner and a cross in Iceland. Oh, Iceland was good to me. Got to be on the radio with a famous atheist. And oh, I had a good time. In the end, they said they liked me. They tried to hate me, but didn't. We need more love, share Jesus. Take Jesus to the streets, take him to your school, take him to the neighborhood. Accept him in your heart. Take him as your Savior. God's good. Jesus is coming soon. In your heart, make more room. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, you know I'm a poet. I got to rhyme a little bit. I'd like to say I'm not Mark Twain, but my name is Dwayne. Not Shakespeare, but he's not here, okay? I love you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in to Street Preacher International, Part 1. Have a nice day. Eat more ice cream and hot dogs. Bye-bye.